Hello everyone who may or may not be watching. Today's video is going to be just a palette roundup of all the palettes I used in January. For the past 2 years, I have been keeping track of how often I use my eyeshadow palettes, and I've been making those posts on Instagram for the past 2 years. So I figured it would only be fair to try and make a video on it. So I keep track of the palettes I use, how many palettes I've used, and how many days I wore makeup in the month of January. I wore makeup 22 days, and I used 13 different eyeshadow palettes. And I usually do this ranking, so I have 3 palettes I only used once in the month of January. I have the Essence Taupe It Up palette. For me, this is just a pretty basic, simple, cool tone eyeshadow palette. I actually am also keeping track of all the pans that I've used. So this is no pan left behind. It's a small palette. It was very easy to hit. I have a What's Up Beauty Geodes palette. This palette is beyond gorgeous. I love the look, the one look that I made with this. And overall, What's Up Beauty eyeshadows, I have their nail polishes, they're also really good. Yeah, love the look that I did with that one. It's a really pretty sparkly pink look. And then this, I'm very sad I only used once in January, but it's my Odin's Eye Flora Story palette. I believe I did a purple look. I don't remember, but it's gorgeous. I really enjoy that whole Odin's Eye collection, the perfect world or something like that. 9 palettes that I used twice. This one I am focusing in on a project in my deck of panning, which I didn't film that. It's on my Instagram though. But I have my Urban Decay Stone Vibes. This one's getting older, so my goal is to do no pan left behind. I hit pan in one shadow this month. It was this Opal Aura shade, but I used this palette twice. Both times I actually used the shade. Now I have 4 pans, which makes me really, really happy. And then my other Urban Decay palette I used twice this month was my Urban Decay Naked Reloaded. This is just such a nice, basic, simple eyeshadow palette. I have 1 pan in here. I would love to hit pan in another. I was really trying to focus on this shade. I feel like it's really close. And my goal is to hit 24 different eyeshadow pans this year. So I want to get off on a high note. Last Odin's Eye palette this month, I have my Odin's Eye Alpha palette. I got this in a mystery box, not this past Easter, but the Easter prior. Every Easter, springtime, they do mystery boxes. And to me, this screams Valentine's Day, and it screams, you know, February. So this will definitely be getting more use next month. I want to, you know, pick out all my pink toned and pink leaning palettes for February. One of my favorite indie brands is Fantasy Cosmetica, and gratefully I have their first 3 palettes I won in a giveaway. So Bard I used twice, and this is just so pretty. I think I only have 2 shades left in this, and then it's a no pan left behind. But like, these shimmers are gorgeous. The color stories in all of them are really, really nice. Next one that I have used twice is my Huda Mercury Retrograde palette. This is just beyond gorgeous. And very disappointed that it is no longer. But I have 3 pans in this, and these mattes are super difficult to hit pan on. I've used them a bunch and they don't look it. And even the shimmers have taken some work, but I really do enjoy the Huda palettes, the Huda formula. Just overall, the brand has really, really nice eyeshadows. My Too Faced Italian Spritz palette. This is one of the palettes that I actually bought myself last year, and I don't regret it in a heartbeat. This is beautiful. Got some very nice neutrals, got some pinks in there. I did a really nice yellow warm toned look. This Too Faced quality is really, really nice. Palette I used twice. I can only remember a look that I only used once. That's because I messed this all up. I have it written down, the ones that I have used, how many times. ColourPop All Amethyst, I really only used once. I'm like, I only used this once. I messed it up. I messed up my order. It is what it is. You may think I have it on today, I don't. But this is like the cooler toned purples. It looks like I have it on and I don't. This is gorgeous. I love those two shimmer shades. They're really reflective, really pretty. Except I didn't really use those in the one look I did. I used this light purple just all over the lid, into the crease, call it a day. And since I messed up, this is the other palette I only used once. This is my Morphe 35 No Silent Nights. This thing's huge. It is, how many colors? It's 35 because that's how Morphe names their shadows. Extreme, basic, neutrals. I really like to pull this out to make some everyday looks. And if you go down the columns, you get different color stories. And I did a really, really basic look with this. Nothing extravagant. When I usually use that palette, I don't post about it. And I just dipped my whole finger in it, so I gouged it. So we have just a really pretty brown shade, and then we just have a matte brown. Use this one twice. I only have one and only one palette that I used 3 times, and it's actually the palette I'm wearing today. It is my BH Blueberry Muffin palette. My first video, I did a quick tutorial where I voiceovered me speed doing a look, and today is a purple look. I used this gray shade in the crease. This is like a really, really dark plum, and that's what is making this look so purple. This is like a grayish purple, which is on the outer third of my lid, and then I have the silver shade all over the lid. My dog decided to bring in a toy, which means I think that I is done. I should be done. I'm sorry that I messed up my order of things. The whole reason why I do this project is just to make sure that I'm using my eyeshadow palettes and see where things should or should not get more use. Hope you like the squeaks. And hopefully this video was fun for you guys, the few that watch. Greatly appreciated, and I will see you next time.